I'm Sarah.
Hi.
I'm NAJWA.
Hi, I'm Ika.
Hi everyone, this is a video about our thermodynamic friend. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. Now, I would like to explain on the description of our studies and also the main focus in our studies for this assignment. We have chosen car as the object of study for the application of thermodynamics concept in devices that are used commonly in our daily life. Car is a very complex machine, thus it has various types of applications of thermodynamic concept in the car itself. For example, the Otto cycle, the diesel cycle which is used for cars that rely on diesel as a fuel, heat exchangers and also turbines and superchargers. We have decided to focus on the Otto cycle as the main application of thermodynamics in our assignment. So, the Otto cycle is used in the spark ignition reciprocating engines. In most spark ignition engines, the piston executes 4 complete strokes, which is equivalent to 2 mechanical cycles within the cylinder, and the crankshaft completes the revolutions for each thermodynamic cycle.
Of device is a transport, specifically a car, and the main focus is on the engine. Now, moving on to the brief history of the Otto cycle and 4-stroke engines and also the history of modern cars. The Otto cycle is the ideal cycle for spark ignition reciprocating engines, which is named after Nicholas August Otto, who built a successful 4-stroke engine in 1876 cycle that was patented in 1862 by French engineer Alphonse Beau de Roches. But since Otto was the first to build an engine based upon this principle, it is commonly known as the Otto cycle. Otto's work is studied by another German engineer who is Carl Benz, and he decided that he wanted to do better. After building a simple gasoline to his own, he fixed it to a 3-wheel carrier and made a world's first practical gas-powered car in 1885. The car was first test driven by his wife.
How was people like before the car was invented? Before the car was invented, people usually walk from one place to another. It is safe to say that pedestrians are the one who dominated the roads. But nowadays, the roads are dominated by cars. It is safe for people to walk and roam the street freely before the car was invented. Horse-drawn carriage and coaches are already existed before, but they are comparatively slow. The coaches were bumpy and uncomfortable, thus people rarely travel outside of their hometown as the journey is not very pleasant. However, the railroads are quite popular way to travel as it more comfortable and bearable to travel via trains. It is also much faster than the coaches or simply walking, thus making it the popular mode of transportation of choice.
For the operating procedure, Otto cycles have 4 stages: expansion, cooling, compression and combustion. For the expansion process in the Otto cycle, fuel is burned to heat compressed air and the hot gas expands, forcing the piston to travel up in the cylinder. It is in the phase that the cycle contributes its useful work protecting the automobile's crankshaft. We make the ideal assumption that this stage in an ideal Otto cycle is isentropic. The piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center. In the cooling process, the expanded air is cooled down to ambient conditions. In an actual automobile engine, this corresponds to exhausting the air from the engine to the environment and replacing it with fresh air. Since this happens when the piston is at the top dead center position in the cycle and is not moving, we say this process is isochoric, which is no change in volume. The piston is at top dead center. In preparation for adding heat to the air, we next compress it by moving the piston down the cylinder. It is in this part of the cycle that we contribute work to the air. In the ideal Otto cycle, this compression is considered to be isentropic. It is at the stage that we set the volumetric compression ratio, which is R, which is the ratio of the volume of the working fluid before the compression process. It turned out that the efficiency of the Otto cycle gas. Can be described entirely in terms of this ratio. This piston is moving from top dead center to bottom dead center. Finally, for the combustion process, heat is added to the air by fuel combustion when the piston is at the bottom dead center position. Combustion is not initiated until a spark from a spark plug, for instance, is generated in the cylinder because the piston is essentially immobile during this part of the cycle. We say that the heat addition is asynchronous. Like the cooling process, the piston is located at bottom dead center.
The thermodynamics principle involved is the Otto cycle principle. It consists of 4 internally reversible processes, which are isentropic concentration, constant volume heat addition, isentropic expansion, constant volume heat rejection. The importance of Otto cycle, which are used in 4-stroke engines and 2-stroke engines, are: for the 4-stroke engines, they are used in all automobiles, buses, trucks, equipment for construction, firefighting, farming, logging, and portable electrical generation. It is also used in motorcycles that is larger than 50 cc in most developed countries. The 2-stroke engines are commonly used in lawnmowers, handheld power, and also motorcycle. The Otto cycle, many machines and transport will not be invented, and the human life will not be easier as the life we live in nowadays. We will be spending more time in completing work without machine, and we will waste time traveling or getting from one place to another place due to the unavailability and of automobiles that help us to travel easier, faster, and more comfortably. Without cars, people would still be relying on coach and carriage pulled by horses, and that consume more times as horses need to rest and take a break.
So that's all from us.
Thanks guys for watching.
And don't forget to like and leave your comments down below. Bye!
Media.